Hello there, and welcome to the second installment of CatfishTrout reviews the Mage datamine changes for WoW Dragonflight. Today we're going to be looking at Fire, and we're going to be skipping the general class changes. So if you want to see my opinion on some of those, be sure to click here for our Arcane video where we went over some of that. Let's get into it. Speculated returning Covenant abilities. We got Shifting Power, which is interesting. Fire, single target, the Venthyr ability, Mirrors of Torment, is your best ability. So it's interesting that they took Shifting Power, but it does make sense to me, right? Both Fire and Frost can use Shifting Power and get decent use out of it. It's not quite as good for Frost as it is for Fire. Fire has more short cooldowns that matter that you get back with Shifting Power. So it was better for Fire, but both of them like the small cooldown reduction. Anyway, on to Fire. Blaster Master, new talent. This is not something that existed. Fire Blast increases your mastery by 13 for 3 seconds. This effect stacks. I find it interesting they don't tell you how much it stacks, or how long stacks last or anything like that, but I'm sure that's all up in the air still. They're probably tuning all that. Controlled Destruction. Pyroblast's initial damage is increased by 5% when the target is above 70% health or below 30% health. This is a worse version of Controlled Destruction, the Conduit. So Controlled Destruction was a conduit that increased the Pyroblast initial damage, but that applied all the time. So this is only applying above 70 or below 30. That's 60% of any target's total health, which I guess is nice, but that's not much damage to be limited to certain health ranges. Hopefully they balance that. Fevered Incantation. Each consecutive critical strike you deal increases critical strike damage you deal by 1% up to 5%. This used to be a legendary, and I heard it was a decent legendary. It was too big an opportunity cost to take that as your only legendary and miss out on like Disciplinary Command or Sun King's Blessing, right? So I like that this is a talent now, because that means it's going to be more takeable, if that makes sense. And like during Combustion, everything we do is a crit and instant. So we're going to hit that 5% crit damage, which will then apply to all of our spells really fast. 5 GCDs or fewer, because Fire Blast always crits and it doesn't take a GCD. Fiery Rush. While Combustion is active, your Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames recharge 50% faster. That's extremely good one. That is extremely important. While Combustion is active, Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames recharging. That is the Fire Mage 4-piece tier set. So I'm very happy this exists as a talent, because that's a big deal. It's a very nice quality of life tier set that I'm really happy is coming back. Fire Frenzy. When Hot Streak activates, you have a low chance to cause all Pyroblasts and Flame Strikes to have no cast time and be guaranteed critical strikes. Oh, yo. No, that's super cool. Okay. Fire Frenzy. Sounds like sometimes for 5 seconds, your Hot Streak will not be consumed when you use it. Fire Mind. Consuming Hot Streak grants you 2% intellect for 12 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Yo. During Combustion, that's just 6% intellect. I'm super okay with that. That's awesome. Improved Combustion. Combustion grants mastery equal to 50% of your crit strike. Oh, and lasts longer. Okay. So this is a combination of a passive that we have now and our 2-piece tier set. Improved Scorch. Scorch crits increase the target's damage taken by 4% for 8 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Scorch critical strikes increase your movement speed. Okay, so this is Searing Touch, I think it's called. The talent that makes you go faster when you Scorch, but only on crits now, which I find interesting. But it's because the whole thing is about crits, right? That's really, really cool, though. Scorch doing something other than providing a crit, an auto crit under 30%. Now it will like also increase the target's damage from you, which is super cool. Scorch may become part of our Combustion rotation with this. Like that's 12% damage if it stacks 3 times. That's kind of huge. Enemies damaged by Flame Patch have a 5% chance to erupt into a Living Bomb. That is hilarious. Because Living Bomb is one of those things that like you couldn't really ever take it as a talent previously, because it didn't stack up to the other talents on its row. I don't remember what those are though. But that's really funny. Your AoE is going to be a little better, like better sometimes. Mastery Ignite, that's what it was called. Ignite deals 25% more damage while Combustion is not active. spreads faster while combustion is active. Are we bringing back the passive spread of Ignite? Because that's what made Fire Mage so good in the past. So that would be great. Also, I like this. Your Ignite having some kind of interplay with combustion feels good. Molten Skyfall, damaging an enemy with 30 fireballs or pyroblast causes your next fireball to call down a meteor on your target. Hitting an enemy player counts as double. That's really cool. So just every once in a while, you're going to have a meteor. That's neat. Again, going to be big for combustion, because we cast Pyroblast most often during combustion. So that's fun. I really like that they're including fun talents that weren't good enough to take as passive parts of your regular rotation, right? Living Bomb, an AoE talent that wasn't quite good enough to take, now it's a passive as part of your AoE. Meteor, fun talent, wasn't really good enough to take for a lot of Shadowlands. Now you just get one every once in a while. That's fun. Phoenix Reborn, targets affected by your Ignite have a chance to erupt in flame, taking some damage and reducing the remaining cooldown on Phoenix Flame by 10 seconds. The extra damage is nice. This talent would be incredible even without that, because Phoenix Flame recharge time, Fire Blast recharge time, about 8 seconds. Phoenix Flame recharge time, about 25 seconds. So during a long combustion, I am definitely out of Phoenix Flames and out of Fire Blasts. And I run out of Fire Blasts because I have to use them more often than I'm using Phoenix Flames, right? So getting Phoenix Flames more often is huge. That, in fact, is what makes our 4-piece any good, is that we get back our two non-Pyroblast filler spells for combustion. We get them back more often. Sun King's Blessing, of course, we all knew this was going to be here. Baby Combust. It's a legendary. It's the best legendary. It's the most fun legendary. I'm really happy it's here, right? That's not a surprise for anybody, though. Tinder, that's a dating app. You can't fool me. If you have not cast Fireball for 8 seconds, your next Fireball will do a 50% increased damage with a 30% reduced cast time. I'm trying to think of what you would do for 8 seconds that's not casting Fireball, because Fireball is how you generate heating up procs, and heating up is what we use to get Hot Streak, which we then use for Pyroblasts, which then feed into Sun King's Blessing and Combustion, and it all feeds into each other, right? I actually think Fire as a spec is really well designed, because so much of the kit just feeds back into itself. And they're emphasizing that, and I love it. Like, this feels really well designed. It may not all be super impactful, it may not all be as strong as we hope, it may not all be completely game-changing, but like, almost all of these, right? Numbers notwithstanding, almost all of these, I've been thinking, man, these are really cool. Like, I'm happy with a lot of these. Your next Fireball. So I like the idea of making Fireball stronger and faster. It's not that it's a long cast, but I'm not sure how this is going to get used. And then last, Wildfire. Ignite deals a 5% additional damage. When you activate Combustion, you gain 4% critical strike, and up to 4 nearby allies gain 2% critical strike for 10 seconds. Interesting. I would have expected that to be like the duration of your combustion, but I guess you can't do that all the time. So we're back. I had to go help a friend. Guildenstern, check him out. There. Guildenstern. Good content creator too. Their WoW guild. I helped them get their first jailer kill on normal, so that was fun. That's a good time. They're very, very good people, very good guild. Combustion in good 10 seconds by default. Oh man, that's even shorter than now, right? It's 12 seconds by default right now, with no other boosts to it. Increasing critical strike chance by 100 and granting you mastery equal to 0%? Question mark. Oh, by default 0. 50% was a talent up here. That's right. Castable while casting other spells, of course. Dragon's Breath. Enemies in a cone in front of you take some damage and are disoriented. Damage will change. Oh, it's changing to a 45-second cooldown. That stinks. That actually stinks. Dragon's Breath, unique to Fire. Really cool to have like a disorient. It lets you interrupt things that otherwise would not be interruptible. And it's nice because it's a 20-second cooldown. It was very, very useful to have in like Mythic Plus. 45 seconds is going to hurt that a lot, though. So you'll still have it. You just gotta be more careful about how you use it, right? Use it more sparingly. Fireball throws a fiery ball that deals damage. All right. And it still gets its stacking crit chance. That's good. Alexstras's Fury, Phoenix Flames, and Dragon's Breath always critically strike. Oh, that's cool. That used to be only Dragon's Breath. and Dragon's Breath contributes to Hot Streak and deals 50%. Interesting. Okay. So Phoenix Flames is not getting the damage buff. That's what that means. But they are both always critting. That's really cool. That's a nice. It's cool they added Phoenix Flames to that. I did not see Infernal Cascade, which makes me sad, but may be a good thing. Fire became something of a rhythm game with Infernal Cascade, right? It was always sort of like a rhythm game, you know, timing your combustions and your, you know, Fire Blast back and forth, you know. I've got Pyroblast on 3, Fire Blast on 2. So, you know, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 3, 6, you know, it becomes a rhythm game, right? But Infernal Cascade added like a bonus objective to that by giving you a big damage bonus if you could play the rhythm game well. So taking that away frees you up for more flexibility. Like, you don't feel like you're being punished if you run out of Fire Blast charges in combustion, right? It's Fire Blast will be better than Phoenix Flames for proccing hot, you know, generating hot streaks, sure. But it felt really, really bad to drop Infernal Cascade. So I think this frees it up a little bit. I'm surprised I didn't see Infernal Cascade because that was such a big part of the fire rotation, is ensuring that juggling act, spinning plates of make sure we always have Infernal Cascade up. The thing I'm most excited for with Fire is the inclusion of talents that seemed fun but didn't seem very good as passives during your normal rotation, such as Living Bomb during Flame Patch and Meteor during Fireball. Well, that about does it for this one. Fire's looking fun. I don't think I like it quite as much as I like the arcane changes, but I still think it looks pretty good. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. It's free, it takes 2.5 seconds, and it really does help out. If you want to see more, subscribe and ring the bell, that way you're notified when new videos come out. Also, leave a comment letting me know what you're most excited about for Dragonflight. For me, it's either the mage changes, obviously, or I'm pretty excited about dragon riding. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you real soon.